Okay, so what are the different method of mainly particulate matter or dust reduction or air dust particulate matter reduction in the dust air, lead and air? What are the different methods? Hmm. No, different methods means you have different instruments what used to regulate particulate matter in the air. Different instrument. हाँ 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 हाँ, देर आर टू मेथड एक्चुअली, वेट मेथड एंड ड्राई मेथड। जो वेट मेथड होता है, दैट वेट मेथड is mainly operate in with the two condition, one the absorption method and one is the adsorption method. And there are some specific solution or liquid or spray where the gaseous pollutant as well as the particulate matter pollutant, they are getting stick to the liquid and settle down to the bottom. That's called wet method. But in case of dry method, mainly uh, without application of liquid, there are different instruments. Then according to the size of the particular matter, we have to use size, space, cost, all of the things, and what are the volume of the gas that has been treated. These are a constant according to the concentration of these type different factors. We have used different types of instrument. Simple instrument is first is called what is called, that is called gravity separator or gravity settling chamber, where only you have to just install a settling chamber. That means to reduce the velocity of the dust laden gas, where the velocity drop takes place and the higher particles, the higher the size of the particle, then the efficiency is more. But the particle is small suspended particle, then this gravity settling chamber does not work. Then next, what is the or advantages, means advanced type of instrument? Next is called cyclone separator. Cyclone separator, where this is the design of the instrument in such a way that the particle is bombarded with this side wall of the cyclone separator and it's fall down. Next, higher advanced instrument is different plate. What is that called? Different or multiple cyclone separator. Means the size of the cyclone separator is small, but the different cyclone separator are installed in arrays of different size. Means different according to your volume of the air. Multiple types of cyclone separator are arranged. Next, what is the dry collection method? That is called bag filter. Bag filter is the most efficient methods along the gravity settling chamber and cyclone separator, because the size of the bag particular matter, it can control up to 0.02 micron. The size is important. 0.5 to 50 micron, a 10 to 50 micron is settled in gravity separator chamber. 15 to 50 to 10 to that is settled in the cyclone chamber. But below 5 micron, up to 0.02 micron also, that can be settled in case of means separate in case of bag filter. Next, higher efficient, most efficient is electrostatic precipitator, where we have to use charge. It applies charge and it can separate up to 0.01 micron. This is finest particles can also separate in this case of electrostatic precipitator. But the disadvantage, every instrument having some limitation, advantages and disadvantages. Limitation in the sense of the volume of air, the efficiency and the cost, or advantages in the sense of the space requires and the low cost, all these things. And the disadvantages in case of some specific instrument having some specific disadvantage, like in bag filter, the disadvantage, main disadvantage is to risks of the bursting of the bags and the quality of the bags that in use that in a bag house. In case of electricity precipitator, the risks of the high voltage and the energy utilized, that is the different limitations or disadvantages there. This is this is the form of dry separator. In case of waste separator, scrubber, venturi scrubber, all these things are used. That absorption tower, spray towers, plate towers, different instrument can be used where the particulate matter as well as the gaseous pollutant both are separated. Let's see. Next, we have to study the fugitive emission. Okay. Next, uh, is fugitive. What is fugitive emission? Fugitive emission is the emission that is when pollutants enter the outside ambient air without any air or primary exhaust system. Means in this case, when there is a pollution of dust particle release takes place, but there is no such system to exhaust the particle or exhaust the air pollution in a specially stack or specially designed chimney. But there is that type of emission is called fugitive emission. Example here: suspended particulate matter from coal piles. When the stack of the coal are there in thermal power plant, in when the wind blows, what happens? The coal dust are just blow away the air. There is no such system to control this type of pollution because it is open. The dust particles are open or pile in the system, and the resuspension of particulate from the vehicle. When while transportation, there are some loss of dust that can be emitted to the environment, the back side of the vehicle or other things due to transportation. These are, and the operation of crushing, pulverizing, dumping material in the stone crusher or any crushing mechanism. There may be the instant uh, uh, air polluted pollution or air dust that can be released to the environment where there is no such stack or no such arrangement to collect the dust air. That type of emission is called fugitive emission. To So there are different method where you can control the fugitive emission. If the dust or laden air means that particulate matter or air that can be collected in a duct and pass through a chimney or stack of chimney, then in that case what happen, we can separate by you can use different type of instrument like back filter, ESP, all these things. But there is no such type of arrangement. Then the treatment of the dust air or treatment of the polluted air, that is different type of mechanism you can use. Simple mechanism is, in case of say in case of coal piles, you just spray the water. By spraying the water in the coal piles or spraying the water in the road that is on not muddy road, what happened? The dust cannot be evaporated, they cannot be emitted to the environment. Likewise, we can control the fugitive emissions. See what are there are the term fugitive because it diffuses associated with the capture and monitoring, because the difficulties associated in the capture, because this type of emission or this type of air pollution, that is im- not impossible, but there is very difficulty to control this type of emission. Fugitive emission from industry, where we can get those type of emission. This include both gaseous and particulate emission that result from industrial related operation, which escape atmosphere through window, doors, vents, but not from the chimney. See, in any industry, what happen? The roof of the industry, in the roof of the industry, there are some exhaust fans are there. The large house or warehouse, there are some exhaust fan are there. This exhaust fan are to disperse the air pollution or disperse the polluted air inside the room or inside the industry to the environment. These are the control mechanism of the dispersion of air pollutant at that time, where you can open the door window for the diluted or disperse the air polluted. Such emission may result from metallurgical furnace operation, metal handling, transfer of storage operation, and other industrial processes. In case of furnace, where the steel, the iron ore or the aluminum that are here smelter, where the fume, a large number of fumes are generated, and these fumes are cannot be controlled with the exhaust system at that instant where the peoples are working or operating at that moment, then they can be suffer. So this type of emission are called fugitive emission. Fugitive industrial emission may be contribute non-entertainment and set standard for industrial area, where there are some separate standard for the industrial area to this fugitive emissions. So from manufacturing processes, material handling, transportation, these are the different sources or different industry where the fugitive emissions occur mostly. Okay, so there are different types of pollutant. We just learn main four type of pollutions with their Indian national ambient air quality standards. They can be regulated. First is called SO2, that is called sulfur dioxide, which can be measured air pollutant in the air. Second is called NOx, NO2, that is the most major air pollutant. After that, SOx and NOx, there is particulate matter 2.5 and particulate matter 10. These four are the major air pollutant, but in the atmosphere or due to the incomplete combustion of vehicles or in some where there is a furnace is there, so and due to that fugitive emission, some volatile organic carbon are also released to the air. So what is volatile organic carbon? Organic carbon is that carbon that are used as a fuel. That means where diesel, petrol having large chain of carbon compound that are mainly used as a fuel. So this carbon compound, when combustion in presence of oxygen, what happen? These carbon compound are oxidized and form as CO2. That complete with complete combustion mean when carbon compound is completely combustion takes place, then the last product is CO2, that is carbon dioxide. But carbon dioxide is not considered as a air pollutant. But when incomplete combustion takes place or due to some other activities, what happened? This incomplete combustion, due to the incomplete combustion, the organic or the organic compound, they may be converted directly into the gas, and these are called volatile organic compound. My low temperature, they are converted to the gas and can be released to atmosphere. And these organic volatile organic compound are most dangerous chemicals and most dangerous parts of the uh, air pollutant, because these are less concentration, they found in less concentration, but they are more dangerous to the living organism. It can causes cancer directly. These are carcinogenic, cause carcinogenic cancer they can be caused. Any compound of carbon which is participate in atmospheric photochemical reactions, means carbon compound, what is said, carbon compound that are participate in photochemical reaction. What is photochemical reaction? In presence of oxygen, these carbon compound they can converted one product to different product. Means the changing or to take place chemical reaction, only the sunlight is necessary. Sunlight is sufficient for the changing one place one reactant to product. This such type of carbon compound, when exposed to the environment, what happened? It converted to the gaseous state, from the liquid state to gaseous state, and this gaseous carbonic compound are called volatile carbonic compound. And these are the potentially large group of organic air pollutant present in urban environment and close to the hydrocarbon handling activity industry. That means when there is large number of vehicle, large number of combustions takes place, that means when there is an industrial area where mainly what happened, chemical industry are where chemical are mostly used in open places or either combustion process, then where there the volatile organic carbon content at that atmosphere is more. So this volatile organic carbon, that is the latter stage, the national ambient air quality index, there is not there is specific standard, but at that moment, if there this volatile carbon are present at that atmosphere, then these are considered as a carcinogenic compound. Then this is very dangerous to the living organism. In general, these carbon fractions are total organic compound having boiling point 60 to 60 degree. That means below 100 degree centigrade. That means if there is temperature rises from 60 or above, then it directly can convert it to the gaseous state, liquid state to convert it to gaseous and release to the environment. It just open the one example is there. If you kept in a just open place, put the petrol is put for 1 or 2 days, what happens? Thus petrol get evaporated easily to the atmosphere. That means thus compound, that organic compound which is transfer gas liquid state to gaseous state and released to the atmosphere. So these are called volatile organic compound, and these are highly evaporative chemicals. If kept open in air, then these can easily disperse into the air, and the concentration of the volatile this type of pollutants are very low in atmosphere. Besides the very low, these are the most dangerous chemicals. What are the sources of this chemical? Motor vehicle emission are the major sources of organic pollutants such as benzene, toluene, and xylene and formaldehyde. Because motor vehicle contains mainly diesel and petrol, and in the combustion process, what happen? Some motor vehicle are these motor vehicle are cannot be transfer 100% efficient, or cannot be transfer the fuel to energy 100%. The no one can be no machines are till now discovered to transfer 100% efficiency. It may be 80%, 60%, 70%, or like that, maximum 90%. So besides that, what happens? These petrol, diesel, or these organic, mainly organic compound, their incompletely combustion takes place at the engine and directly released to the atmosphere in form of benzene, toluene, and xylene. And these are the organic compound which can are most dangerous to the living organism. Mainly petrochemicals or petroleum products are the most important or most they are the source, mainly source of this organic compound, because the petroleum are the mainly organic compound present or we are used. There are different form to find the energy or do for the energy purpose or transportation purpose, anything. These petroleum products are mainly sources of this organic compound. So volatile organic compound also released from synthetic composite material like building material, insulation bonding resins, fabric cleaning, personal care, finishing, like that. That means there are some small source where we can just knowingly, unknowingly release the atmospheric. We can release the organic compound to the atmosphere. One example: you are daily releasing this volatile organic substance knowingly to the atmosphere by using the spray. That means the scent or spray, the deodorant, that is the organic compound that can be directly released to the atmosphere. That is also one gaseous pollutant that is most dangerous to the health of the living organism. Like that, that is called personal care product. And in case of some paint industry, the chemicals are, or chemical industry, what means the chemicals are just opened into the air, exposed to the air, and that can be evaporate. Resin industry, fabric cleaning material, that means that what is that, the dry cleaning processes where we use the different types of what is the cleaning agent or bleaching agent. These chemicals, or when contact the oxygen of the atmosphere, they can directly release or vaporize or react with the atmosphere with the presence of sunlight, and that are released to the atmosphere, that are called volatile organic compound. And mainly these are we are released as in home or in industry, anything. That is, one example is there. While you are smoking cigarette, you are also polluted the air, or you cause air pollution to the environment. So think how many people are smoking in a day, and what is the pollution that can be occur in the environment. What are the control? These pollution are how you can control the fugitive emission. Firstly, maintain a closed reaction system. That means you does not have to open the chemicals, or does not means you have should not be open system, or you have to just maintain a closed system where you put all the chemicals in a closed surrounding. Then material storage is isolated storage area. While the storage area should be kept separately, while the chemical substance are stored in area, mainly due to any region or any accident or anything. If the material is exposed to air, then the people or surrounding organism, they can harm severely, because this volatile organic compound or the fugitive emission, these type of pollution that are not affected to the large distance, these are affected locally, mainly local distance or local surrounding or local environment. So this storage of this organic compound or storage of these chemicals are stored in a in a distance from where the mainly peoples are living. That is a localized or isolated storage area. The containers and tanks are tightly closed. If you are loosely closed, then what happen? It may be chance to get leakage or some accident may be happen. So once it can be leaked to the atmosphere, it cannot be reverse process. You cannot be uh, redirected from the atmosphere or cannot be or the reverse process to the compound cannot be reversed to the tank. So that way you have to take care careful. Takes care means where the chemicals are stored, you can just in periodically check whether the tanks are loosely tightened or highly tightened, so that the accident or the some that may not be happen. So we can be control the emission or control the compound or chemical in such a way that. Next is called provision of adequate ventilation system. If there is might some leakage or might some already disposed to the air, then it can be affected the local area set. That's why if there is a closed system, then that must be there is a ventilation system to disperse the air pollution. Then use of safe handling system, handling the hazardous chemical. There is a standard operation procedure while using the hazard or handling the hazardous chemical. You may first check all surroundings whether leakage or not. Then take care the proper SOP means you just wear the gloves, eyewear. That are the different safety PP you should wear and go to handle the hazardous chemical. Then provision of green belt. Green belt is in that is mandatory for the while a setup of the industry. The surrounding of the industry, every industry have to plant a tree on the side wall of the having green belt. That is called green belt. Maintain some greenery near the industrial area. Then provision of scrubbing system for flammable chemicals. If the chemicals are flammable, that means explosive, then there is not a scrubbing system. Scrubbing means there is a sprinkle of water system that can be sprayed immediately to control these flammable chemicals for fire hazards. So these are the different types of control measures that are not control measures. Actually, these are the preventive measures before exposed to the environment for these chemicals. After exposing the environment, once it is exposed to the environment, they cannot be controlled. So these we may take preventive measures. So better prevention is better than cure, like that. So what are these are up to that? What when all these measures that can be taken are manual system or instrumental system after the emission, and where you can get the or where can control the emission. So what are the next is automatically or online detection system. How the online detection system work? As in the first or second slide, there are two systems, that is a manual system or the automatic system. Automatic system, that means there are different type of sensors are placed or sensor are installed, so that the limitation of the control, that means control of your limitation, that can be alarm to the industrial person or the concerned person who are the in charge of that machine or who in charge of the industry. So online detection system is the continuous measure of the gas concentration, where you the people are worker in the industry, and there is a inbuilt provision that within the sensor indicators there where emission of the gas is more, then what happened? Already they can give a signal having some alarm system or the any signal they can be give to the controller where the machine operator are there, so they can go and check whether why this machine get alarm, because there is a limit and the limit exceeded now. So the alarm was in control room, that is mandatory after the X1 XL limit, and operation floor where the emissions is occur. If the emission is high, then also the alarm is buzzed at the system. And the set point to the warn the supervisor operator for the corrective action. Means one example is that if the sensor is placed at the outlet of a one back filter, say one back filter having outlet, there is a sensor, and where you can detect the outlet particulate matter of the back filter, that is less 50 milligram per meter cube. Then what happen if the sensor is working, then if the 50 milligram meter cube after exceeding that system, exceeding that limit, the sensor bursts. So if once open time, if the one bag is burst inside the bag filter, so how you know that you inside the bag filter bag is burst? The sensor, the outlet of bag filter, the sensor get instantly alarming that the 52 is gone to 500. That's why you, any some type of things that can be corrected, that is why the alarming system or online detection system is installed, so that at the time of the gas sensor and send signal to the control valves, overhead tanks, etc. Caustic water solution. That means in our this online detection system is installed in our day-to-day life also. Means your overhead tank water system, there may be a control system that when the tank is full, then there is a alarm, so you can just stop the motor, like that. This is online detection system is like that. When the abnormality comes, then it can be indicate to you, so you have to take corrective action. Where it can be installed, the install system that can be installed in various types of that is caustic water solution, which can get opened automatically, and fresh solution goes into scrubbing gravity. Means if there is a higher the limit value, say what, then the sprinkle system or the scrubbing system, they can automatically activate it. These are installed in nowadays in industrial area to check the pollution in the higher level. In case of power failure, scrubbing circulation pumps get off and there is no scrubbing media is scrubber, so unscrubbed gas remain in the scrubber process, which liberates the atmosphere. In this situation, both control valve open automatically to fresh caustic solution. That means there is a one case where if the power failure takes place, then what happens? Automatically, the one system fails, then the alternative system can be activated, so that the air pollution can be lower at the system. One example for this online detection system is in case in the steel, or in the steel factory, that is steel industry. There in the lower or SMS the factory, there is a carbon monoxide system. Carbon monoxide gas may be exceed the limit. So if the carbon monoxide get exceed the permissible limit, then the worker that are work at the below level, below the furnace level, what happens, they can get suffocated. So if there is no alarming system, then carbon monoxide is the clean gas, you cannot be there is no odor, no smell, nothing. Though if the online detection system fail, then what happen? Due to the excess amount of carbon monoxide, the worker that work, they can get suffocated and they might be some hazard takes place. That's why this online detection system or online detection of the gaseous pollutant, that is very much necessary for the saving of different lives, as well also to the control measure of the air pollution both. Control of sulfur dioxide. How you can control the sulfur dioxide? A change in flow of sulfur fuel, we are also preventing. First you have to use the fuel where there is a sulfur content is low. Next, natural gases. If you are using natural gases, then the sulfur content is very low there. And if you are using coal, then the sulfur content is maybe high. Liquefied natural LNG gases. LNG gases is more cleaner gases as compared to the CNG gases. Then low sulfur oil, where the sulfur content is low. Low sulfur oil means the sulfur is not directly associated with the oil. That means sulfur is impurities like present in the oil. Example, for example, in benzene molecule there are six. See, 1 minute. See, this is the benzene molecule. This is the benzene molecule. In benzene molecule, all six carbon are there and six hydrogen are there. There is no sulfur compound. But in the sulfur compound is the impurities. Sometimes what happen, one hydrogen atom is replaced by one sulfur atom. So there is one CS. So this sulfur atom is, while combustion takes place in the engine, this sulfur atom get released as SO2. if the carbon atom are released as CO2, but these sulfur atoms that are present in the as impurities, they release as CO2. So to check the release of SO2, what happen? You have to use low sulfur fuel, low sulfur coal, use of desulfurization process, coal and oil in the refinery process. Before going to the market or before using to the petroleum oil, what happen? You have to do this refinery process where the impurities are reduced or impurities are removed before using the oil in the combustion process. That is called desulfurization. The sulfur impurities are removed, then it is called desulfurization. If the nitrogen impurities are removed, then it is called denitrification. For the same type of similarly, the control of NO2, that means there is night in case of sulfur it is S, in case of NO2 there is N. So there is also denitrification and desulfurization. These are the two important step in the process of refinery of the petroleum oil. The crude petroleum is when it is get refinery or in refinery process when it is converted to diesel or fuel. These are the important step where you can remove the impurities sulfur and nitrogen content uh, from the petroleum oil to get clean fuel. So nowadays what happened? There is BS6 and BS6 engines are there. So BS6 engines use of the good quality of engines. So you can complete combustion takes place. These are also one measures are there. But if the fuel having sulfur compound, then if the after combustion this sulfur may be released to the air as a SO2. So desulfurization process, there are different methods. The catalytic desulfurization, that is electrophilic desulfurization. There are different methods are there to how to remove the sulfur from the fuel oil itself. Then tall stack height or atmospheric dispersion. This important factor. While the height of the chimney or height of the stack in the industry, that should be high. So the dispersion of the air pollution takes place above or above the ground, much above the ground. If the air pollution are dispersed in the below ground, then the living organism or human being that will be suffers. Next, use of fuel gas desulfurization system. That means you have to desulfurization system that can be used before using your industrial purpose the fuel gas. Low sulfur fuel, that is depends on availability, depends on cost economic. These all control of sulfur dioxide methods. These are mainly depends on ability and cost economic. While cleaning to in order to get clean oil or in order to remove the sulfur content or get clean environment, we cannot compromise for the 1 liter of petrol cost 1000 rupees, because that is not possible. So in order to compromise one thing, another thing must be you have to satisfy. Be satisfied means you cannot satisfy both environment and our both development or both our progress. So desulfurization process of coal and fuel. This is also one technique that is used for the remove of the sulfur from the coal and oil. Organic, the sulfur of the coal, that is both organic and inorganic. Organic mean the coal, that is sulfur molecule which is react with the carbon dioxide or react with the carbon content, then it is called organic. If there is non-inorganic, mean like that, see the organic compound, inorganic compound is like FeSO2, ferrous sulfate. This ferrous sulfate where there is no carbon atom. In this type of impurities are called inorganic impurity. So we can remove this inorganic impurity by different methods. Present discrete particles and physical removal of gravity washing production or remove sulfur 30%. These are one method how the coal are removed, the sulfur content of the coal is removed. While if there is when you are go for a steel plant, then what happened? The coal get converted to charcoal, and the charcoal is getting converted to coal. In this process, what happened? The inorganic compounds that are removed by different process. One process is called gravity washing reduction process, and this gravity washing reduction process that removes the sulfur content up to 33%. There is no such different mechanism. Means it is a simple mechanism. It just washed the sulfur 1 2 3 layer from the upside down. Means just wash the sulfur from the with water with gravity. there no use of any such mechanism. This is the simpler way to remove the sulfur by 33%, and this should be done before employing the coal to the our industrial purpose. But in case of thermal power plant, you cannot use this method because this so large quantity of coal cannot be washed or cannot be desulfurized because it having higher cost for the generation of power, and it cannot be afford. So this desulfurization coal takes matlab can be uh, taken care by the some industry that are small, like in small steel plant, small while alloy plant, where you can be go through it, where high quality of coal is required. Organic sulfur is chemically bound with the coal, forming a complex and cost intensive to remove. It cannot be easily removed with the low quality of coal. Then you have to use high quality of coal. In India, there are we get maximum low quality of coal in India, and the high quality of coal that are mostly 30%, and the low quality of coal that is 70%. So we are bound to use low quality of coal having higher sulfur content in the thermal power plant. That's why the emission of sulfur dioxide that can be used that can be we should have to release to the environment. So we what we have to do, we have to do one thing, that we make the height of the chimney that is very tall, so that this sulfur or this impurity gases impurity that can be dispersed at the higher altitude or higher altitude, so no people are organism can suffer. Coal this gasific here see, inorganic compound, one example is iron pyrite, FeSO2. So coal having CH in between one, what happens, there is one chain FeSO2, there is a impurities is FeSO2 is present. These are the inorganic. This is one example. FeSO2. There may be MnSO2. That may be AlSO3. Like that, where the sulfur is attached to the coal along with the organic compound. There is inorganic. That means Si2SO4. Si2 means silica sulfate. That means the in the different types where you can get sulfur. Where there is sulfur, that can be if coal is mixed with soil. Coal is a mining, na mining, where we are mined, coal is mixed with some soil or some uh, what mean that different types of minerals are there along with the coal. So these are when burning or when this impurity coal is subjected to our furnace, what happen, along with coal these FeSO2, NaSO2, all these things that can be burned. So while burning this type of without cleaning or this impurities coal, that can be generated SO2 finally. So that is need for the desulfurization process for the different type of before going to the furnace of the soul, मतलब मीन्स जलाने से पहले हमको क्या करना है, हमको वॉशिंग करना पड़ेगा. दैट्स व्हाई इट कैन बी रिमूव द सल्फर, इनऑर्गेनिक सल्फर, मेनली इनऑर्गेनिक सल्फर. If the organic sulfur is present, that is difficult to remove, but inorganic sulfur that may be just धुलने से वो चले जाता है इनऑर्गेनिक वाला. So coal gasification needs feed induction, supply heat gasification, instant contact fluoride by using medium. So अभी जो हमारा जो थर्मल पावर प्लांट में जो यूज होता है, that can be low quality of coal, grade coal, that is called peat. There are four type of coal. क्या क्या कोल टाइप का है याद है आपको? Anthracite, lignite, bitumen, and peat. There are four category of coal present, where anthracite is the high quality of coal, that is 98% of carbon is there. No other compound is there. But if peat, the coal is having high impurities are there. Silica content, sulfur content, is this ferrous content or mineral contents are more. These peat coals are used in our India for the generation of thermal power plant, means generation of thermal electricity. So there is not possible for washing of the coal every time. So there is an alternative method. How can we reduce this, or how can we reduce the sulfur emission? So there is a next stage of reduce removal or gasification, that is called coal gasification, involves feed induction. That means you have to just insert extra or some different chemicals that can be just bind with the sulfur compound, and the production of SO2 that can be minimized. This is called feed induction. Supply of heat of gasification. If the heat is maintained in a such a way that the SO2 production that can be also minimized. These are the different measures we can take. Reactant contact, reactant contact. So if the sulfur that inorganic sulfur that are may not be contact with the oxygen, then what happened? That SO2 cannot be formed. So these are the different method. But fluidized bed, use of gasifying medium. Fluidized bed means that mainly these methods are mainly used in thermal power plant only. Fluidized bed mean the bed where the coal is born inside the furnace of the power plant or inside the furnace. What happen? There are highly maintained, high temperature maintained gas. The bed that is where coal are placed that are maintain high temperature, and the coal are before injecting to the bed, you have the coal are pulverized and fine particle and just inject to the fluidized bed. That means there is no time to burn the coal. Immediately you can go up to 500 degrees centigrade. So due to the enhancement of this temperature, the SO2 production that hampers, because this production of SO2, the sulfur dioxide, that takes place in a lower temperature, 200 to 300 degree. If we are maintain directly 500 degree temperature, then what happen? The sulfur or the sulfur production of sulfur dioxide that can be reduced, and this another different byproducts are that can be formed and which can be separated in the electrostatic precipitator itself, and it cannot be released to the environment. These are different methods of control, but not every method is 100% efficient. Somehow these are control the sulfur dioxide content to release the atmosphere. Next is tall stall dispersion, or this is obvious. There is, if there is tall stack, then the sulfur, these gaseous pollutants, they can be dispersed easily, not in the ground level. Lastly, D is the deep fuel gas desulfurization process. What is the desulfurization process? Where refinery stream in refinery process the desulfurization takes place. Throw away or regenerative, it may be wet and dry. That means this throw away process, solid waste are formed to be disposed of. Means segregation, like in the coal having higher impurities or higher or content of the soil content or silica content, then what happen? You have to just throw or discard the coal. We cannot be moved or cannot be injected. उधर उधर ऊपर ना मोमबत्ती के पास है. हाँ देखो ऊपर होगा. So these are the different methods for control of desulfurization. Means if there is higher content of inorganic impurities, then just discard the coal. You cannot use that. So there is a quality control check. And regenerative process, that is removal agent can be inject to the loop. If there's some agent is there, they can be inject to the loop and that can be just extract the sulfur content from the system. That may be wet and dry process. There are different methods are there for, like water. One process is sprinkle the water or gravity weight, gravity separation. If in place of water, if you can use different uh, solvent, different solvent like ethylene glycol, or that may be lime water. All these things that can be used for desulfurization before injecting the coal in the thermal power plant. So removal system involves, we already discussed about this, absorption, adsorption. Third is catalytic process. Can you explain what is absorption, difference between absorption and adsorption? बोल सकते हैं ये डिफरेंस क्या है, एब्जॉर्प्शन और एडजॉर्प्शन? बहुत बार हमने पढ़ा है इससे पहले. हाँ, एब्जॉर्प्शन मीन्स देयर इज ए कॉन्टैक्ट ऑफ द गैसियस पोल्यूटेंट विथ लिक्विड. उसमें क्या होगा, लिक्विड गैसियस पोल्यूटेंट को रिएक्ट करेगा, वो एब्जॉर्ब कर लेगा. इज अगेन दिस इज टू टाइप्स, फिजिकल एंड केमिकल. बट इन एब्जॉर्प्शन व्हाट हैपन, गैसियस सब्सटेंस सॉलिड के साथ ये हो जाएगा, मिक्स हो जाएगा. इतना डिफरेंस, लिक्विड होगा तो एब्जॉर्प्शन होगा, सॉलिड होगा तो एडजॉर्प्शन होगा। दैट ये पैक्ड कॉलम है जहां पे सिलिका जेल है, सिलिका है और कुछ एक्टिवेटेड कार्बन हो सकता है, एल्यूमिना हो सकता है, वहां पे पास करेंगे हम गैस को तो क्या होगा, एल्यूमिना कैन एब्जॉर्ब द गैस, सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस और नाइट्रोजन डाइऑक्साइड गैस, एंड क्लीन गैस कैन बी evaporate और ऑक्साइड। सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एडजॉर्प्शन। मान लीजिए हम वाटर स्प्रिंकल कर रहे हैं जो गैस के पास, सो वाटर SO2 कैन बी रिएक्ट द वाटर एंड फ्रॉम H2SO4 और एसिड होकर नीचे आ जाएगा पानी के साथ, दैट इज कॉल्ड एब्जॉर्प्शन। Another is catalytic process. Catalytic process means that gas contain higher sulfur dioxide process is that can be react with some other agent, that is called uh, catalysis for the reaction takes place, and only the carbon dioxide or CO2 can be released, and the SO2 part that can be captured by the catalytic or catalysis or reaction takes place. After that we can separate the catalysis and we can get pure sulfur as SO2, H2SO4, SO3, HSO3, different things. Next is different specific process under. What are the different specific process? There also these three are the main: adsorption, or catalytic process. But along these all mainly difference are there. Different small process are there. Or dry limestone scrubbing, fluidized bed. Limestone scrubbing, fluidized bed. What does that mean? Fluidized bed means there is a bed of the where there is small pulverized or type of the material that can be used having limestone means आपका जो क्या बोलते हैं इसको, सीओ CO3, हाँ CO3, CaCO3, सॉरी CaCO3, कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट, दैट इज कॉल्ड लाइमस्टोन। तो लाइम हैव द capacity to absorb SO2, so it can be used here. The lime and limestone scrubbing, similar thing. If the limestone are scrubbing means applying water to limestone, and that lime water can be sprayed to the gaseous pollutant. Wet limestone scrubbing modified with the magnesium sulfide. These are the different methods. Magnesium oxide scrubbing. These oxides or these are the different substance that can be absorbed, capacity to absorb the gaseous pollutant SO2. Single alkali scrubbing, NaOH. If the water, instead of water we can also spray NaOH solution, some small alkali solution to enhance the efficiency of removal SO2. Double alkali, two stages of scrubbing. Third, citric acid, it can also scrub, and dry scrubbing. Only some dry chemical also sprinkle over there. So see here what is the dry limestone scrubbing and fluidized bed. Adding dry limestone to the pulverized coal. That means the coal that are finely grinded means small, very small particles, then adding the limestone there, so SO2 is formed by heating the highly the I have said not the fluidized bed having high temperature above 600 to 1000 degrees centigrade. So in that temperature what happens, the limestone that can be react to the sulfur dioxide from calcium sulfate, and this calcium sulfate is come along with the ash in the ESP, the electrostatic precipitator. This ash, along with the ash, this sulfur capture is can be, that can be removed in the ESP, and it cannot go to the stack and cannot emitted to the atmosphere. And what is the efficiency of removal? The efficiency of this type of removal is called 90%. Moreover, relatively low temperature fluid having NOx emitted is half. If if the temperature become low, then the NOx emitted become half. So the conventional coal combustion takes place, where the stone is limestone and coal, the mixing ratio is 1 is to 4. If the 1% is limestone, then 4% is coal. Only coal are throwing the lime in the fluidized bed of the power plant, then it can emit SO2. But 1 is to 4 mixing ratio of limestone is added to the coal while in the fluidized bed getting high temperature, then the chances of reducing of sulfur dioxide is more. Amount of waste is 1000 millipower plant is around 800 tons per year. That means high is the ratio of the wastage of the this coal ash. Regenerative process can be applied to such a huge waste So the gas obtained the partial combustion coal takes place in calcium sulfate. Regenerative process mean the SO2 is used, or SO2 is react is in a process where it can be regenerated, and the sulfate waste like CO2, SO2, these are formed where atmosphere you can collect the SO2, and it can be useful by any product. That means it can be used as a H2SO4, H2SO3, etc. That's called regenerative. You can regenerate the sulfur content. Limestone and lime scrubbing, where flue gas containing SO2 is scrubbed with 5 to 50% slurry of limestone. Here I already said lime, CaSO2, CO2 plus water. We have to add 5 to 50% slurry of that water plus limestone in the what in the gas, the flue gas, where the flue gas react with the sulfur dioxide, and this can be discharged in this type of slurry. So this is the method for controlling the SO2 before releasing the atmosphere. So remaining liquor, that is can be scrubbing down to the and dispose can be takes place by the downside as a form of slurry. What are those reaction takes place in case of like magnesium sulfate? These are the different methods. You just have a look around this. The calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, all are with flue gas. In the ESP, when SO2 absorbs takes place, clean gas takes place. All that just you have to read out. Nothing is there. Magnesium oxide scrubbing regenerative process. Here magnesium oxide is used in place of calcium oxide, where in ESP there is two-stage Venturi scrubber are there, where magnesium hydroxide can be used, can be removed as a form of slurry, where MgO and 10%, 50% cokes are used as reducing agent. What is the coke and coal? Difference between coke and coal? Coal containing some impurities, that is called coal, but coke is 100% carbon, no impurities there, then it is called coke. If you add this coke, then there is maybe higher efficiency to reduce the SO2, and this can be converted and be returned to the scrubber and 50% SO2 exhaust plant. This slurry that can be reused in production of H2SO4. That can be one advantages, and the H2SO4 can be reused in the different chemical plants. The SO2 that can be, we have converted this sulfur dioxide to a useful product, that is H2SO4, using this method. In alkali scrubbing method, you have to use some alkali substances, that is what is NaOH, or sodium sulfate. These are the SO2 absorbed in the ammonia solution leads to excellent absorption. Ammonia solution, what is the formula for ammonia? NH3. NH3, where react with the SO2, it form NH to SO3. This is the reduction from the alkali, where maximum SO2 are reduced this or absorbed by the NH3. So the NH3, use of NH3, these also some limitation of constant, because NH3 or ammonia is the poisonous gases, you cannot be controlled or emitted or handle with care. So instead of using this, we have to using NaOH. This is non-poisonous and easily available, or Na2SO3. These are also solution that can be used for controlling the SO2 emission to the air. See this Na2CO3 solution that can absorb SO2 and form NaHSO3, and this NaHSO3 that can be easily precipitated or easily reduced with us and disposed from the atmosphere. And this SO2 can be converted to H2SO4 after that, the slurry. Double alkali slurry means there are two stages of reducing that H2SO4 or Na2SO3. These are the form, you just go through it. It's not so much important. Citric acid scrubbing. Here citric acid is used, where the sodium citrate solution with additional citric acid is used for the treatment of the SO2. You just remember this hiding only, not going to the details. Dry scrubbing is the dryer absorption. Absorbing solution of sodium is the sodium carbonate. This sodium carbonate substance chemically used in case of dry scrubbing for controlling the SO2 for a large number in a large chamber. Means the volume of the SO2 or flue gas that can be passed through this sodium carbonate solution, and this is called dry scrubbing. And this where the solution solids from bag house, sample coal, all these things, no need to explain this, you cannot just skip it. Flue gas control method for NOx. All the things before that are we studied that are for the SO2, means SOx, SOx. And these are the method for nitrogen dioxide control, that is NOx. There are four possible techniques for the reduction of NO2, because NO, SOx बोल रहे हैं ना, ये और SO2 ये बोल रहे हैं। हाँ, ये देखिए, ये जो NOx हम इसलिए बोल रहे हैं क्योंकि NOx देयर इज ए पार्ट ऑफ NO2, बट SOx हम इसलिए नहीं बोलते हैं, SO2 बोलते हैं, क्योंकि SO के पास 2 ही लगता है, यहाँ कभी कभी SO3 नहीं होता है, SO4 नहीं होता है, लेकिन इनके सब NOx क्या होता है, NO2 भी हो सकता है, NO3 भी हो सकता है। देयर आर टू पॉसिबिलिटीज, दोनों ही अवेलेबल रहता है। तो NO2 बोलेंगे तो NO3 को हम भूल जाएंगे ना, तो NO इसलिए 2 3 दोनों को डिनोट करने के लिए NOx बोलते हैं। बट इनके सब हम इसको SOx भी बोल सकते हैं और SO2 भी बोल सकते हैं, क्योंकि SO3 नहीं रहता है, इसलिए वो सेम है कोई भी चीज। हाँ, सो फॉर NOx reduction, there are four types of reduction. That is, one is catalytic decomposition, catalytic reduction, absorption, and adsorption. This absorption and adsorption, these are most important factors for the reduction of NOx after combustion. That means in flue gas. फ्लू गैस में जो भी NOx को रिड्यूसन करता है, दीज आर द आफ्टर रिडक्शन, एंड दिस टू आर बिफोर कॉम्ब्यूशन। दैट मीन्स आपका जो फ्यूल है, फ्यूल में ही उसको रिड्यूस कर देना है NO2 को, उसके बाद हमको करना है, दैट इज कॉल्ड कैटालिटिक डिकम्पोजिशन एंड कैटालिटिक रिडक्शन। दिस इज अ बिफोर प्रोसेस एंड दिस आर द आफ्टर प्रोसेसेस। देयर इज another method is there, that is called denitrification। जैसे कि वो डीसल्फोराइजेशन था SO2 के टाइम पे, यहाँ पे हो सकता है डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन। एंड दिस डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन इज द मेथड which is consist of both catalytic decomposition and catalytic reduction। ये दोनों को मिला के बोलते हैं डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन। एंड दिस डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन प्रोसेस इज डन इन द रिफाइनरी प्रोसेस फॉर द लिक्विड फ्यूल, जैसे कि डीजल, पेट्रोल, ये सारे चीजों में जो भी NO2 और NO3 जो एक्स्ट्रा रहता है उसको रिमूव करने के लिए we have to use denitrification process। and the process, the denitrification or desulfurification, these are highly expensive process, and these expensive process ये expensive होने के बाद भी it can reduce up to 80% impurities, ये up to 80% impurities ये remove कर सकता है। बाकी जो 20% impurities जो रह गया, that impurities we cannot be removed and that is can be released to atmosphere in from the combustion। डीजल पेट्रोल में वो है, बाकी 15% to 20% जो impurities है वो अभी भी है, ठीक है। तो दिस नहीं, वो दोनों को बोलते हैं डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन बोलते हैं। डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन का एक एक पार्ट है ये। कैटालिटिक डीकम्पोजिशन भी एक टाइप का है और कैटालिटिक रिडक्शन है। इसका क्यों डीकम्पोजिशन बोलते हैं वो मैं बता रहा हूँ। मान लीजिए एक इम्प्यूरिटीज है, इम्प्यूरिटीज में क्या रहता है, इम्प्यूरिटीज में एक बेंजीन मॉलिक्यूल है, ऐसे बेंजीन मॉलिक्यूल यहाँ पे है, बेंजीन मॉलिक्यूल में एक में NO ऐसे ऐसे लगा हुआ है, NO2 ऐसे लगा हुआ है। तो हमको क्या करना है, कैटालिटिक डीकम्पोजिशन में एक फॉरेन सब्सटेंस इसमें ऐड कर देना है। मान लो ये कुछ दूसरा केमिकल है, इसमें ऐड करना है, तो ये क्या करेगा, ये NO2 को डिवाइड कर देगा और इसको निकाल देगा इसमें से। तो ये क्या किया, डीकम्पोज कर लिया, NO2 को डीकम्पोज कर लिया पूरा, इसको हटा दिया, ये पोर्शन को उसके साथ ले गया, तो बाकी ये प्योर फ्यूल रह गया ना, दैट इज कॉल्ड डीकम्पोजिशन। एंड रिडक्शन क्या होगा, ये जो NO2 है, NO2 को NH कर लिया या NH3 कर लिया, एडिशन ऑफ हाइड्रोजन कर लिया, ये मान लो ये NH3 कर लिया, तो NH3 करने के बाद क्या होगा, ये गैस के उड़ जाएगा यहाँ पे, that is called reduction. That means totally remove or addition of oxygen और by decomposing, that is called decomposition, उसको हटा देना है जहाँ पे उसको decomposition ब्रेक कर देना है, उसको decomposition बोलते हैं। और reduction मीन टू एडिशन ऑफ हाइड्रोजन और ऑक्सीजन को हटा के NO2 की जगह पे और NO3 की जगह पे NH3 कर देगा वो। और NH3 इज नॉट ए गैसियस पोल्यूटेंट, वो क्या है, वो एमोनिया गैस है, वो आपको दूसरा कहीं पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं। और ये तो एग्जांपल हो गया, NH3 कर लिया, कोई दूसरा कंपाउंड कर लेगा, Na2S2S2 कर लेगा। तो दीज आर द डिफरेंट कंपाउंड, यू कैन बी कन्वर्टेड और रिड्यूस द कंपाउंड NO2 और SO2 जो है उसको रिड्यूस कर लेगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड कैटालिटिक रिडक्शन। So by applying some foreign chemical, that is called catalysis, or catalysis, that is the chemical that can be used to reduce the NO2, the NO2 को reduce कर लेगा या decompose कर लेगा, that is called denitrification process। along with this आप ये जो डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन प्रोसेस है, मेरा जो PhD टॉपिक है खास करके इसके ऊपर काम किया मैंने। जैसे कि ये 80% to 85% हम लोग डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन कर रहे हैं, जो गैसियस फ्यूल है, डीजल पेट्रोल है। तो मैं जो प्रोसेस डेवलप किया है उसमें क्या होगा, अप टू आप 95% डीनाइट्रिफिकेशन कर सकते हैं, अप टू 95 मीन्स और भी अच्छा क्लीनर फ्यूल यू कैन गेट। बट दिस प्रोसेस, दीज आर डिफरेंट देन दिस डीप नाइट्रिफिकेशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड लिक्विड लिक्विड एक्सट्रैक्शन प्रोसेस। हम लोग क्या करेंगे, द फ्यूल में दूसरा कोई एक सॉल्वेंट डालेंगे and that solvent is extract only the n portion, जो NO2 है वो n को सिर्फ एक्सट्रैक्ट करके ले जाएगा वहां से, तो we can get cleaner fuel। उसमें that solvent that used is called deep butyric solvent, वो मेरा काम था। that is the one type of denitrification process। वन ऐसे भी दिन आएगा जैसे कि क्या ये 100% में हो सकता है, बट दीज आर इन नाउ इन द लैब स्केल। ये अभी वहां पे रिफाइनरी प्रोसेस में अभी गया नहीं, क्योंकि द कॉस्ट ऑफ दिस प्रोसेस इज हाई एज कंपेयर टू आवर नॉर्मल कॉस्ट। जिस दिन ये कॉस्ट को हम रिड्यूस कर लेंगे, दिस कैन प्रोसेस कैन बी एम्प्लॉयड टू सेव आवर एनवायरमेंट। ठीक है, हम NO2 SO2 को कंप्लीटली निकाल ही देंगे रिफाइनरी प्रोसेस में पहले से ही, बट उसका जो कॉस्ट वो ज्यादा हो जाएगा, तो क्या फायदा, एफोर्ड नहीं कर पाएंगे ना। तो दैट्स व्हाई सो दैट प्रोसेस इज नॉट एडेड हियर। ये कैटालिटिक डीकंपोजिशन क्या है, डीकंपोजिशन ऑफ NO to N2 और N2 takes O2 would be highly desirable, but decomposition reaction is extremely slow, not feasible at present। डिकम्पोजिशन ज्यादातर नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि ये बहुत स्लो रिएक्शन है। सो क्या करते हैं मेनली, कैटालिटिक रिडक्शन, वेयर it can be formed by adding the H2, it can be formed NH3 or H2S, all these are the for with platinum catalyst। what is the catalyst here, usual platinum catalyst। when used for reduction on reacted CO gas can be atmosphere cause pollution। ये क्या होता है, कभी कभी CO भी निकल आता है, तो CO इज द मेनली कार्सिनोनिक कंपाउंड और ऑन कॉम्ब्यूशन, इनकम्प्लीट कॉम्ब्यूशन गैसियस पोल्यूटेंट। तो ये CO को भी रिड्यूस करने के लिए क्या करेंगे, फिर H2O डालेंगे, H2O डालने के बाद क्या होगा, फिर उसमें रिएक्ट करके कुछ निकल आएगा, देखिए इफेक्टिव, बट द कैटालिसिस इज नॉट इफेक्टिव फॉर H2 इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ CO। तो CO को निकालना पड़ेगा पहले, देन उसके बाद ये N हो जाएगा NH3, एंड दिस इज पॉसिबल एंड डेमोन्स्ट्रेट द टेम्परेचर बिटवीन 400 to 600। इन मॉडरेट टेम्परेचर में, ज्यादा टेम्परेचर भी नहीं लगता इसमें, बट इनके सब SO2 क्या लगता है, उसमें ज्यादा टेम्परेचर लगता है, मान लीजिए 600 to 1000 डिग्री भी टेम्परेचर लग सकता है, फ्लूइडाइज बेड लगता है जैसे कि थर्मल पावर प्लांट में। बट फॉर रिडक्शन ऑफ NO2 इट ओनली 400 to 600 एज कंपेयर टू लो, जैसे कि SO2 से ये थोड़ा सा कम टेम्परेचर में हो जाता है। तो देयर इज नो नीड ऑफ this catalytic fluidized bed or high temperature, because the coal contain less amount of nitrogen as compared to sulfur। सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड का जो कंटेंट है और सल्फर इम्प्यूरिटीज ज्यादा रहता है एज कंपेयर टू द नाइट्रोजन इम्प्यूरिटी। सो द रेशियो ऑफ द NH3 और NOx जो है, दैट इज 1:1:10 फॉर 100 डिग्री और प्लैटिनम कैटालिस्ट। तो रिजल्ट दिया है, इसमें कुछ है नहीं। Then another method is called absorption method for removal of NOx। ये can be absorbed by water, सिर्फ वाटर में भी एब्जॉर्ब हो सकता है, हाइड्रोक्साइड एंड कार्बोनेट सॉल्यूशन में भी एब्जॉर्ब हो सकता है, सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड This can also absorb. Diluted sulfuric acid can be used as liquid for sprinkle in the spray tower और प्लेट बफल टावर जो है उसमें ये भी स्प्रे कर सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट ऑर्गेनिक सोल्यूशन. डिफरेंट डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिक सोल्यूशन में भी यूज फॉर द, जैसे कि इथिलीन ग्लाइकॉल हो गया, सल्फोलेन हो गया, ये डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिक सोल्यूशन दैट कैन बी यूज्ड. बट वी हैव टू टेक केयर द कॉस्ट, दैट इज मोस्टली important. Molten alkali carbonate or hydroxide, NaOH, all these things that can be used as a, what is that is abrasion media or the liquid spray in the spray tower or some in the scrubber. When alkali solution is used, such as NaOH, MgOH, it can be most effective, used as the NOx absorption. Complete removal takes place, but not to be fast oxide NO2. See here, NO2 is the mostly the impurities that cannot be takes place, completely removal takes place. So NO or NO2, the molar ratio should be 1:1. If there is NO2 and NO are equimolar at the impurities, then the absorption is mostly efficient. But if only NO2 are there, then that is not be efficiently absorbed. But NO and NO2 both are present, then it will be effectively absorbed by this alkali solution. Absorption of nitric acid, sulfuric acid also takes place in form of H2SO4, NO and nitrous sulfide. These are the byproduct for the H2 reduction of NO2 or NO. Operate at the temperature above 250 degree Fahrenheit, and absorption by sulfuric remove SO2 and NO2 both, where the sulfuric acid remove both SO2 and NO2 and the temperature is low. In lower temperature, this sulfuric acid can absorb all the SOx and NOx. Then smoke. What is smoke? Smoke is the, what is smoke? Smoke is the uh, incomplete combustion of the organic compound, that is called smoke, where most compounds are volatile organic compound. These are called smoke. The main impurities of the gaseous pollutants is not SOx or NOx or SO2 NO2. SO2 NO2 को छोड़ दीजिए, बाकी जो volatile organic compound जो है उसमें ज्यादा रह गया, तो दैट इज कॉल्ड स्मोक. जैसे कि कोई धुआं उठ रहा है, धुआं मतलब आपको कंप्लीट कम्बिशन नहीं हो रहा है, उसको ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिल रहा है, वो थोड़ा थोड़ा जलने की कोशिश कर रहा है लेकिन जल नहीं पा रहा है, तो इसीलिए तो धुआं हो रहा है ना. एंड दैट धुआं और दैट इज कॉल्ड स्मोक. यूज ऑफ लो, इसको कैसे कंट्रोल करें? यूज ऑफ लो वोलेटाइल फ्यूल. जो फ्यूल है या जो कोल है जो भी है, उसको ऐसे यूज करें जो कि डायरेक्ट उसको एटमोस्फियर में रिलीज नहीं हो सकता है. मीन्स इज रिक्वायर्ड हाई टेम्परेचर, मीन्स लो वोलेटाइल. यूज ऑफ स्मोक लेस फ्यूल. जो फ्यूल में ज्यादा इम्प्यूरिटीज रहेगा उसमें ज्यादा स्मोक हो जाएगा. दैट मीन्स हैविंग हाई क्वालिटी ऑफ फ्यूल, यूजिंग ऑफ हाई क्वालिटी फ्यूल और स्मोक लेस फ्यूल. प्रॉपर डिजाइन एंड मेंटेनेंस ऑफ स्टैक. जो स्टैक में रिलीज करेंगे उसको प्रॉपर हाइट में रखेंगे, प्रॉपर डिजाइन करेंगे. प्रॉपर कॉम्बिशन इक्विपमेंट. जो कॉम्बिशन इक्विपमेंट जो इंजन होगा, इंजन शुड बी प्रॉपरली मेंटेन. इंजन अच्छा से मेंटेन नहीं रहेगा तो क्या होगा, धुआं निकलेगा. जैसे कि 20 साल 30 साल पुराना गाड़ी में आप पेट्रोल डालेंगे, उसमें फिर किरोसिन डाल देंगे तो क्या होगा, जो जिस पीछे से जो धुआं निकलेगा दैट इज कॉल्ड स्मोक और इनकम्प्लीट कॉम्बिशन. तो उसको अच्छे से फ्यूल भी चाहिए, अच्छा सा उसका क्या चाहिए, इक्विपमेंट भी चाहिए, इंजन भी अच्छे होना चाहिए. अनदर थिंग सर, प्रॉपर फ्यूल एंड एयर रेशियो. ठीक से एयर मिलना चाहिए उसको. Sufficient mixing of air and fuel is necessary for complete combustion. If there is oxygen is not sufficiently उसको नहीं मिल रहा है, that means the complete combustion नहीं हो रहा है. If the complete combustion does not take place, then most volatile organic compound, mainly carbon oxide, not carbon monoxide can be generated. CO जनरेट हो जाएगा. CO2 होना चाहिए, बिकॉज CO हो जाएगा. क्यों? इसको एक ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिल रहा है, एक ही ऑक्सीजन मिल रहा है, दो ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिल रहा है. मीन्स कंप्लीट एयर अच्छे से उसको एयर नहीं मिल रहा है, कॉन्फाइंड स्पेस से वो कंप्लीट एयर नहीं मिलने से क्या होगा, इनकम्प्लीट ऑक्सीजन हो जाएगा, ऑक्सीडेशन हो जाएगा और इट कैन बी जनरेट स्मोक. सो सफिशिएंट इग्निशन टेम्परेचर. जो टेम्परेचर दे रहे हैं हम उसको, दैट कैन बी मेंटेन सफिशिएंट. सफिशिएंट स्पेस टू परमिट द टाइम ऑफ प्रॉपर बर्निंग. अच्छे से बर्न होने के लिए टाइम चाहिए, वो उसको आधा बर्न हुआ है और उसको हम बुझा देंगे तो क्या होगा, जैसे कि जो चूल्हे में लकड़ी होता है वो अच्छे से बर्न होता होता है, बीच में हम उसको बुझा देते हैं तो क्या होता है, स्मोक होता है कि नहीं होता है, लाइक दैट सॉप इज ये रियल टाइम एग्जांपल है स्मोक का। यूज ऑफ एयर पोल्यूशन कंट्रोल इक्विपमेंट, ये तो होना ही है। फाइनली ऑर्डर कंट्रोल, अब तो जो एयर पोल्यूशन है, the air pollution contains the gaseous pollutants, particulate matters and volatile organic compounds. These are the most three types of compounds that are present in gaseous pollutants. But along with those gaseous pollutants or along with this particulate matter, the odor of the gases that also importance. जैसे कि कोई कोल बर्निंग हो रहा है तो उसका एक धुआं का एक अलग सा गंध होता है, जैसे कि कोई पेट्रोल डीजल बर्निंग हो रहा है उसका पीछे से जाने से और एक टाइप का स्मेल होता है। दीज दैट ऑर्डर ऑफ द पोल्यूटेंट मीन्स ये भी it depends on how the combustion takes place and what are the fuel you have to use. So in order to mitigate the odor, you have to some design your industry or design your equipment such a way that odor can also get control. आपने जो गैस पोल्यूटेंट कंट्रोल कर लिया तो ऑर्डर ऑटोमेटिक कंट्रोल हो जाएगा, दिस इज नो सेपरेट फॉर द ऑर्डर कंट्रोल, बट यू हैव टू जस्ट सी मॉडिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रोसेस, उसको अच्छे से मॉडिफाई कर देंगे, टॉल हाइट स्टैक कर देंगे, आसपास में नहीं आएगा, डायलूशन वेंटिलेशन कर देंगे, उसको अच्छे से झरका खोल देंगे, एब्जॉर्शन एडजॉर्शन कॉम्बिनेशन ऑक्सीजन डायरेक्ट इंसिनरेशन, उसको क्या सफिशिएंट अमाउंट ऑक्सीजन देके उसको पूरा क्या करेंगे, उसको जला देंगे, जो भी गैसियस पोल्यूटेंट्स है ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड्स है जो भी है। ऑर्डर मास्किंग, ऑर्डर मास्किंग, व्हाट इज द ऑर्डर मास्किंग, ये बोलिए तो क्या है, व्हाट इज ऑर्डर मास्किंग। हम्म। हाँ तो आम जो ऑर्डर, ये तो है दैट इज प्रोटेक्टिव, ऑर्डर मास्किंग मतलब मास्क पहन लेना नहीं है, यू हैव टू सैंड स्प्रे कर देना, ठीक है। जो ऑर्डर को काउंटर इफेक्ट करता है ना वो ऐसे काम करना, दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑर्डर मास्किंग। ए ऑर्डर है तो उसको न्यूट्रलाइज करने के लिए बी उसमें डाल देना, मतलब बैड ऑर्डर है तो अच्छे ऑर्डर डाल देना, दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑर्डर मास्किंग। एंड ऑर्डर काउंटर इंट्रैक्शन एंड न्यूट्रलाइजेशन, ये भी वही है। तो डिफरेंट काउंटर ऑर्डर डालना, जैसे कि मान लीजिए आपका कोई दूसरा H2S, मेनली दिस ऑर्डर्स आर कम ड्यू टू व्हेन द H2S रिलीज टेक्स प्लेस। H2S ये भी गैस है जो कि फ्यूल ऑर्डर देता है, तो ये जो गैस जहाँ पे रिलीज होगा वहाँ पे क्या करना है आपको, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एयर वेंटिलेशन करना है और खोल देना है, मतलब ये उसके बाद काउंटर इफेक्ट और सम गुड सैंड कैन भी आप स्प्रे कर सकते हैं उस टाइम पे, न्यूट्रलाइज करना है उसको इस सैंड को। ये बहुत खतरनाक स्मेल होता है H2S, जो हाईली पॉन्जेंट स्मेल, जैसे कि कोई चूहा मर गया ना इतना गंदा आता है वो H2S। इंजेक्शन एंड रिएक्टिव सब्सटेंस, ये भी सब्सटेंस है दैट कैन बी यूज फॉर ऑर्डर कंट्रोल एंड इरेडिएशन, ऑर्डर को बिल्कुल ही नहीं आने देना है, डायरेक्ट स्टैक में छोड़ देना है, इराडिकेशन बंद कर देना है वो काम। ओके तो ये तो कंप्लीट हो गया। एनी डाउट कुछ है इसमें, फ्यूगिटिव एमिशन समझ में आया, व्हाट इज फ्यूगिटिव एमिशन, वोलेटाइल ऑर्गेनिक कार्बन व्हाट इज, देन नेक्स्ट क्या है इसमें, हाउ टू कंट्रोल SO2 पोल्यूटेंट, SO2 गैस, SO2 इन बिफोर कम्बशन और आफ्टर कम्बशन, NO2 organic pollution, how to control organic pollution, they are the main theme of today's presentation। तो इसमें कुछ समझ में नहीं आया है, कुछ डाउट है तो बता सकते हैं। ठीक है तो ये टुडे वी हैव कंप्लीटेड दिस, नेक्स्ट थर्सडे को एक हमने सेम 8 PM उस दिन एक टेस्ट करेंगे, इंटरनल टेस्ट, देयर विल बी 40 मार्क्स एंड 1 आवर ड्यूरेशन, आप थोड़ा रिवाइज कर लीजिए अच्छे से, एंड दैट कैन बी एड टू योर इन मार्क, ठीक है। फिर फ्राइडे को और एक दो क्लास और लगेगा जो कि हम कोर्स कंप्लीट करने में, यूनिट 4 रह गया है। एक मिनट, आपको स्क्रीन दिखाई दे रहा है ना, हाँ यूनिट 4 रह गया, ये एक क्लास लगेगा, बायोलॉजिकल मॉनिटरिंग, बायोलॉजिकल इंडिकेटर मॉनिटरिंग नहीं, ये तो मॉनिटरिंग तो हो गया था, इंडिकेटर्स, बायो इंडिकेटर्स और एनवायरमेंटल मॉनिटरिंग, ये एक क्लास लगेगा। और इसमें और एक क्लास इसमें लग सकता है, सेंट्रीफ्यूगल मेथड्स एंड एयर पोल्यूशन सैम्पलिंग, ये सैम्पलिंग, और 2-3 क्लास लगेगा, उसमें हम कंप्लीट कर लेंगे पूरा। ठीक है, तो आप रिवाइज कीजिए थर्सडे को। ठीक है, ओके, गुड नाइट।